In Hamilton, Ontario, CoSA and the Dismas Fellowship work together to support the Mennonite Central Committee's restorative justice initiatives. Their goal is to help former inmates safely transition back into the community. Within the circles of support and accountability and the Dismas Fellowship, volunteers and community members are invited to mentor and support through a shared commitment of no more victims and no more harm. Acknowledging that social isolation can increase the risk of harm, work continues towards developing ever more effective support. Lives are rebuilt with a sense of safety, purpose, and social belonging. One of the strategies implemented in Hamilton, Ontario, is nurturing and helping grow the seeds of many different creative interests in the people they serve, so they may flourish and thrive. This video, produced by those engaged in the Hamilton-based initiative, explores the restorative power of creativity to transform hearts, minds, and spirits, and to restore lives.
It's an opportunity to really look at your life and look at who you are and how you created the situation that you're in and how you can create a different situation.
I do know several people that were incarcerated for a lengthy period of time who never did artwork or drawings, paintings, poems, songs, but just having so much downtime, they started doing it and they became very good at it and they shared their gifts with lots of people. It was a great blessing to see them blossom into a creative person.
There are ways, wonderful ways, to discover your own creativity. And it's a lifelong pursuit.
I guess that's the whole idea of restoration. It's not keeping negative emotions within you, getting those feelings and thoughts out into some medium, whether it's painting or a song, poem, or whatever.
Something I love to ask core members when I first meet them or explore in circle meetings is the question, what do you love to do? What gives you a sense of meaning and purpose? What stimulates your mind? What feeds your spirit? And I hear about their passions and I hear about the things they would love to explore, so often in the form of creativity. And then my next question is, how can we support you in making that real?
I really lost my sense of purpose in the world after my charges. I was embarrassed and ashamed for my actions. I lost my job, my friends, and worst of all, I lost the respect I had for my own kids. Coming out of jail, there was a media release about my charges, which cast a spotlight on me in the community, which amplified my embarrassment and shame. So for me to come out and be accepted at Dismas, it really meant the world to me. I gained new friends and what I consider my extended family.
You know, I once read that art reveals the man, not his objects. And I think that's true. Creating art and music has taught me more about myself and about what I value and what I find beautiful, and about my dreams and aspirations than anything I did previously. So my creativity has revealed me to me, and maybe to others too.
Music and other creative things have become much more important to me. They allow me to express myself, to let my weirdness show, and I don't worry about acceptance.
It's hard to laugh when you're faced with troubled times. Creativity, and if you can get your mindset into it, it can bring about joy in the times of sorrow.
It's both good for your brain, good for you, and you have a much more balanced, healthy psychology.
I found that creating songs and music really helps me know and express myself better. So it's a big part of how I'm creating a better me and making sure I never cause anyone harm.
I approach almost everything creatively. It's It's really important to me that you can find creativity in virtually anything.
I very much enjoy sculpture. I enjoy songwriting. I enjoy sketching and digital art.
I love my technology. I feel I have a natural gift in figuring out and problem solving anything to do with computers and electronics. Lately, my outlet for creativity is editing videos.
I also enjoy baking and cooking and singing.
My creative gift is music. I love music. I love playing guitar. I've composed. I've written songs. I love music. No question about that. But I'd also like to add that another creative gift that I value, I'd say even more now, is as a collaborator. I love to invite others to participate, maybe the role of a coach or a mentor. And it's working in order to make music, make it fun, enjoyable, meaningful. Make it something that people do because they love to do it.
Photography is an interest to me as well as singing.
I thrive on other people's creativity and try to feed it whenever I can.
There are many ways that CoSA and Dismas nurture creativity. In CoSA, some former inmates participate in personal circles of support and accountability, where trained volunteers act a little like gardeners, helping the core member weed out harmful or risky choices and behaviors, while feeding pro-social lifestyle choices, including any seeds of creativity. In the Dismas Fellowship, some core members gathered together with peers and volunteers to share a meal before joining in a large community circle to share stories, discuss challenges, and celebrate successes. Some core members from both CoSA and Dismas joined together with volunteers to pursue specific creative interests in what could be described as creativity circles that include the photo club, monthly music workshops, the Crow Cafe, and the social inclusion team that produced this video. All of these circles are dedicated to supporting core members on their restorative healing journeys to lives as pro-social, contributing members of society with full accountability for their actions.
One of our values from our Dismas group is that we welcome and celebrate one another regardless of religious or criminal convictions, knowing that we're all offenders. So in the spirit of our Dismas community is the fact that we don't say this person's done time and this person hasn't. It doesn't really matter. We work collaboratively to nurture and celebrate the best in each person, including everyone's creative gifts.
A while ago in a circle meeting, I opened with a check-in question that went something like, what do you consider to be your favorite form of personal creativity? And surprisingly, 3 people said photography. And jokingly, maybe it was me, maybe it was another, said, oh, we should have a photography club.
Well, we had the idea of starting a photo club to bring together those who were interested. So I volunteered to get things started, and because I was in a photography club before, I had certain ideas of how this might work, but we really didn't stick to that. As a group, we decided how we wanted this to work, how to run our meetings, and what to focus on. In the end, we just let it naturally develop. It's sort of like, let's see where this takes us.
So now when we get together, we have the opportunity to share our images, our ideas, and our talent, to give and receive advice. So our meetings usually follow the pattern of taking turns and showing and explaining the photos we took as part of our last assignment. Then the group offers feedback and perhaps suggestions, why the photo works and maybe what we could do next time.
I had started off trying to teach some photography concepts. However, by seeing what individuals were contributing and the discussions that followed, I realized that we had a very talented and creative group, and I quickly became the student. In reality, we are all teachers and all students. The chance for me to witness and participate in the creativity and talent of this group has been a joy.
For some of us, it had been a long time since we could work on or share our talents and feel good about it, something we can be proud of. A group where we're all learning from each other as we develop our art is a wonderful thing. It really feeds the motivation to keep on learning and growing.
For example, I don't do a lot of processing of my photos after I take them. I sort of take the shot and that's it. So the feedback in our meetings has really challenged me to do more.
I think partly what we're trying to do in photography is capture something beautiful, something unique, quite often in nature. What that does is help create and feed a mindset of looking for something beautiful in the world around us.
The photo club gives us a chance to share that passion with each other, and it really creates social connection, which after all is what we're trying to do.
Well, in the music workshops, musicians, songwriters, singers, composers, we all come together to create songs. And so it's a really collaborative thing. Sometimes somebody brings in a riff and other people build on it to create a melody. Sometimes people bring in a lyric and other people build on it to create a song. And sometimes both things happen at once. Sometimes we bring in complete songs that we just want help on recording or producing or performing. And it's really a cool and dynamic and organic experience. It's and really fulfilling. It's cool.
I'm thinking in particular how touched I still am about a particular song that a man in our community wrote. And if you're listening to this song just as a bystander, well, it's a beautiful song. It's got emotion in and of itself. But knowing that he wrote this song just before he was being sent away to prison, saying goodbye to his wife for a while and hoping that she would still be there when he got back, he's just telling a little bit of that story. And now I can't listen to that song without getting kind of choked up because I know about the meaning and I know why in that song his voice kind of crackles because he's really scared and he's sorrowful. Just that little bit of a story, well, I think it's really important that, you know, for restorative healing to take place or restoration to take place, not to just make assumptions when we look at artwork or listen to a poem, to get a little bit of the why behind it makes a great deal of difference.
You can tell by the song that it too was restorative.
I'm looking forward to the Crow Cafe just because. Ga, 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 ga.
We came up with the idea for the Crow Cafe when we were still inside.
Yeah, and we'd been in program together, and we'd also both begun practicing mindfulness. So we often talked about the way that what we came to call the Crow, the creative river of words, had influenced us in the past, and how we were making it work for us now.
Both of us had referred ourselves to CoSA and spoken to Rick, so we knew about their support for creative initiatives, and we found that really exciting.
Part of our excitement was because we're also both singer-songwriters. So we decided to propose a coffee house or cafe with a monthly theme, where singers and songwriters, storytellers, poets, musicians, comedians, visual artists, philosophers, anybody really could share their original or their selected word-based works, or a personal reflection that they felt spoke to that particular month's theme.
And Rick loved the idea, so now volunteers, core members, supporters, and invited guests get together in the Crow Cafe 10 times a year to share and reflect on our creative rivers of words.
I think that one of the things we try to do in our Dismas CoSA community is give voice to people, who have been incarcerated, who are trying to rebuild and reintegrate, to give a voice to people who may not have felt they've had a voice through creativity, through art, through words, through expression, through emotional outlets, and how much difference that can make. And I think that's sort of rooted in our work with MCC and the social inclusion work of MCC, to give voice to to people who may be on the margins, who just haven't had a voice or an opportunity to share their gifts. And we learned just how important that is.
Having been part of the Creative Exchange, which is now the Crow Cafe, I've noticed over the years that some who, they kind of came out of interest just to listen. Eventually they catch the bug and they want to tell their story too. I see, healing isn't always instantaneous. In fact, maybe the best healing is over time. And you see how some people, I could give you examples, but I won't, of people who they're very timid and they get involved very timidly, but then the next time, I'm going to share this. Well, I'm a little scared, but they do it. And you see that it's therapeutic.
Sometimes we talk about planting seeds, right? You don't know when or how long something will grow from it. Some of the work of our collaborative, our invitation to be creative and expressive and find meaningful outlets it's all a way of planting seeds.
And those seeds have taken hold in core members and volunteers and in the larger community. And the results are something to behold.
We've been incredibly inspired by the beautiful growth we've seen in those who have been participating in these creative projects. And so we will continue to work together to help create a better life for all.
A few years ago, a small group of people in Hamilton, Ontario, recognized how important creative pursuits can be in developing a positive, fulfilling life. They began looking for and nurturing the first seeds of creativity in the people they serve. As this video demonstrates, cultivating creative interests can and does provide life-giving opportunities. We all need a nurturing environment to become our best selves. In Hamilton, Ontario, CoSA and the Dismas Fellowship continue this and other important work. Healthier, richer lives is the result. Your contributions to building a safer, healthier community will be appreciated. Please email or phone for further information.
What starts out as a tiny seed, in time becomes a sacred tree. Branches, branchlets, boughs and twigs, all in all, to start climbing. So up we go from hole to hole. We do not know, stopping briefly at each fork, hoping we'll choose the best course, 'cause the tree of life has many limbs, each a life that one could live. Some may lead right to the top, while others could end in a fall. Some who fall will climb again to the life for which they're meant for. Those who fall can gain insight and see all they can be on the tree of life.